Hi, Marbs here. Welcome to Intellivision Sunday. And if you haven't been along for the ride, we're getting towards the end of getting the video mod installed. GamerGhostDad has been diligently working on finishing up my Sears Video Arcade 2, also known as an Intellivision, and getting the new mod in place. So let's turn things over to Ghost Gamer Dad and let him take the wheel.
Hello, welcome to Gamer Ghost and our collaboration with Marvel's Man. Just getting ready to get everything back into the case just so we can test a little bit. The final modifications will ultimately be just drilling an extra hole to allow for the S-Video so we can get a power indicator for when power is actually on. Before we do that, I'm going to go ahead and put back together the power components of the board here so that we can kind of set everything together and give it a test. So pulling back the power transformer and gonna get everything kind of back in place for this. So we're gonna put a few things back together here. So these are the larger pin heads. They also have a little screw. I'm just gonna put those on the top here. Screw into the body. Now we are not screwing into metal posts here, so get things snug but don't go crazy. So here's what's gonna connect to the power board. We have our power cable, which we can again push through. The rest, of course, you'll see some more as we get going. Okay, and then we have the power switch. I'm going to go ahead and do the second screw, but when we permanently attach the controllers, we do this. Take this screw off and route it through this opening. Alright. To the old school here. Maybe one more this way. Okay. Now we have our insulating piece. And we have the actual power supply, complete with brand new capacitors. And you're going to see the 2 points we go to here, just here and in between. So, grab that real quick. These are pretty big. They're just like the transformer for the power supply here. Okay. So now we should be able to set our actual game system in and test everything out. Is it going to power on? Are we going to have any problems? So it's some great questions to be answered. So the power, just going to go there. Just coming back with a quick update. I did off camera put in the S-Video port, see right here in this opening. And the way I did it is I just took a very, very large drill bit and drilled it to size, and that wasn't even big enough. It was the biggest drill bit I had. So I just rotated the drill around until I had a big enough opening and then slid this in. Now the plastic is so thick that it doesn't fit my nut. The length just doesn't fit. So what I've done is I have it super glued on the front, super glued on the side, and some hot glue on the inside, and that should keep it from twisting. As I did that, I realized that anytime you wanted to pull the board out in the future, you're going to have troubles because it's going to be connected to the bottom case. So I decided to hook up a couple of connectors like this that are going to connect to the main board, same connectors like this, and just hopefully make that a little easier process where you can just disconnect the connections and have that. I think the S-Video will probably be the least used. So at this point, we are really, really ready to start assembling everything. Now, I did do a quick test on the side. I know we started to hook things up to do a test, and I decided I'm going to save that for last. So save a little surprise for the end when we can compare everything. So let's go ahead and get this laid in. I'm going to have to get another part. But this sits right here. Alright. It's nice and flat and stable. It feels really nice. When we get everything, it'll be nice and stable too. So I'm going to go ahead and plug in the power board. And then I'm going to plug in our 12 volts. The 12 volt, you can always tell which one is the right one because this side is 12 and the wire is only connected to one item. So you'll always want to connect on that side of things. Okay. So I've set our board down in there. I've actually hooked my power connector. I'm going to unhook that just because there's one more thing we need to do before we can run that. Again, be super gentle with this ribbon cable. And I'm going to unhook this as well for something specific because we need to run our power cables, or excuse me, our controller cables. The longer one is obviously here. It's going to run along and connect to the top plastic piece. So I'm going to go ahead and connect to this, and I'm going to run it underneath. And the reason I just connected our power cable, our main board power, is because this will run in front of it. So there that is. Now I can reconnect my main power supply for second controller adapter. So let's go ahead and get that in there too. You know it's the right way by the cables going up. The worst case, when we do our troubleshooting, we may need to reopen and take a look at these. But they look okay. So there's our two controller ports. Now I can hook the 12 volt rail. We have these ready to go for our middle piece. So remember this? Oh man, it cleaned up nice. Super, super nice. It smells nice now too. Before it did not smell so nice. So let's get this in place. It just kind of sets on top of everything just like this. This takes the screws that have a bigger pan head. And we'll start in the middle. And then I'm going to do a little bit of zigzag. We'll do one on the outside. One here. One in the middle. Very nice. Okay, now the controller put adapters. You can push into the bottom and the push forward. With the bigger side to the top. And then you just want to make sure those are clear of the case. Alright. Now, this is not what you find on a regular Intellivision. Let's hook up our S-Video extension, and again we did this so we can take the board out without having a lot of trouble, and just kind of slid right out. So, pretty simple here. You can go black to black, yellow to yellow, white to white, and D to D. Make this try to slide off. And we'll just tuck those from underneath. Alright, now need to find the power button. So prepare yourselves for some magic here. Let me turn this around. And actually I'm going to test everything with the lid off, but I did want to just show you how great the top came out. I mean, look at that. That is so nice compared to what it was. There's a few little yellow spots on here, and you can see a couple spots where the black has definitely faded over time, but overall this cleaned up so well. Just a little bit of detergent to kind of help everything along. Really happy with this particular shell. So I'm going to wait to actually connect that, but I did want to show you. And now we have the console together enough that we really could connect things and do some video testing. So, but when we're ready to attach this, we have our screws here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is something different. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Our 6 screws ready to go when we're ready to attach. So with that, I think we're going to take another pause.